Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am honestly so thrilled to have you here today because we're unpacking something that affects almost every major corporation on the planet, yet, it somehow flies completely under the radar. We're talking about the hidden costs of maintenance, that constant, totally undeniable tension between system reliability and company budgets. If you're the kind of person who loves discovering massive, untapped efficiencies, just hiding in plain sight, well, you're absolutely going to love the insights we have lined up for you today.
Okay, let's dive into this. For decades, the traditional corporate assumption has basically been a simple equation. Better maintenance always requires a bigger budget, right? If you want more reliability, you got to spend more money. But we really need to challenge that assumption head on today. The material we're looking at poses a pretty fascinating question. What if you could provide the exact same or even better maintenance for less cost? What if a company could actually grow, add brand new production capacity, and maintain the whole shebang without increasing their current maintenance spend by a single dime? To figure that out, we have to rethink pretty much everything we know about how maintenance departments operate.
Section 1, the maintenance cost dilemma. To start unpacking this, let's zoom out for a second to the macro-level economic theory of maintenance operations. We need to look at the broad relationship between what a company spends and what it actually gets in return. And here is the totally counterintuitive relationship at the heart of this whole issue. If leadership simply focuses on cost reduction, blindly slashing budgets, reliability almost always gets worse. But if you flip it and the focus shifts to reliability improvement, the overall cost actually goes down. Why? Well, because effective maintenance means your production capacity is always available when you need it, and the company uses that capacity to make a product to sell at a profit. A lot of companies trying to become more competitive just tweak their maintenance budgets without any real understanding of how their systems actually work. They blindly add headcount when building new plants, or they squeeze the budget of an existing plant hoping the maintenance force will just work harder. But as you'll see in a minute, working harder is absolutely not the issue here. Section 2, the 35% problem. So we're going to transition from these abstract concepts into a real-world case study to see exactly what this looks like in practice. Our subject here is a power station operating at a highly respectable 93% availability. During one 12-month period, this single power station spent over $9 million on maintenance. That's a massive annual budget. And when leadership looks at a number that big, they naturally start asking where every single dollar is actually going. If we drill down into a very specific slice of that $9 million pie, we find that over $5 million was dedicated entirely to wages and benefits, specifically for the mechanical, electrical, and instrument and control crafts. That is $5 million purely for the human power required to keep the plant running.
But here's the shocking reveal that came out of a detailed study of this power station. Despite that huge $5 million payroll, the actual productivity of those maintenance personnel sat at a mere 35%. Let that sink in. That means 65% of their time was entirely unproductive. And to make this even more staggering, this study only looked at personnel who were available for their entire shift. Vacation time, training time, those weren't even factored into these numbers. If they were, that productive percentage would be even lower. Crazy, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this is Section 3, Meet Mechanic Joe Stark. To put a human face on that data, let's zoom into the micro level and look at a single, standard 10-hour shift for a typical worker. Let's sympathetically walk through Joe's day here. So, Joe starts his 10-hour shift. He's got a pump job and a valve job on his docket. But out of those 10 hours, Joe is typically only physically performing maintenance on that equipment for 3.5 hours. The remaining 6.5 hours? Poof, lost entirely to system delays. Now, we have to be incredibly clear here. Joe Stark is not lazy. Not at all. He's trapped in a poorly planned system. He actively wants to do his job, but the environment around him is literally preventing him from being productive. Look at what's actually filling up those 6.5 lost hours. Aside from necessary breaks, the rest is totally eaten up by undesirable job delays. Joe has to stop working to go track down a specific gasket. Then he has to stop to hunt down misplaced instructions. Then he's walking clear across the plant to search for a special wrench. Every single time Joe has to stop to get a part or a tool, the job just ceases to progress. And when the job doesn't progress, the company loses an opportunity to regain plant capacity. Plus, they lose the chance to have Joe perform a second or third job that day. These hurdles are keeping Joe from his work, and it's bleeding the company dry. Section 4, the power of planning.
And this brilliantly illustrates the macro-level financial impact on the corporation. Let's translate Joe's frustrating, interrupted day back to the big picture. Out of that $5 million payroll we talked about earlier, only $1.75 million went toward productive maintenance. A staggering $3.25 million was paid for unproductive maintenance. Again, this is not an indictment of the workers. This is a massive indictment of the system they are forced to work within. The company is literally paying over $3 million for their highly skilled technicians to just walk around looking for wrenches and waiting for parts.
Now, when the company leadership saw this, they were absolutely floored. But here's the most fascinating part of this whole research. That 65% waste, it isn't an anomaly. Actually, scratch that. It's not just common, it is the standard baseline. 35% productivity is incredibly typical of good traditional type maintenance organizations that just don't have specialized systems in place. The company realized that this average of 6.5 hours of unproductive time per person wasn't just a sunk cost, it was a massive untapped opportunity to improve efficiency.
So what is the million-dollar solution? Well, understanding the details of the system allows leadership to select the right strategy, and that strategy is maintenance planning. It is the rigorous discipline of structuring work ahead of time to completely eliminate those undesirable job delays. It means before Joe Stark even walks up to that pump, the gasket, the special wrench, and the instructions are already there waiting for him. So the absolutely crucial point here is the transformation that happens when you implement this. A typical organization without planning hovers around 25 to 35% productivity. But an organization that implements proper planning and scheduling, they leap to 50 to 55% productive time. You are almost doubling the ability to get work completed. You're turning Joe's lost, frustrating hours into tangible value and increased plant capacity. And the best part? You are doing it without adding a single new headcount or increasing your labor budget. However, we do have to end with a quick dose of reality here. The math is incredibly straightforward, but the execution? Not so much. Bride Peterson of Strategic Asset Management, Inc. offers this rather sobering warning. He says, planning is a discipline that is difficult to achieve and difficult to maintain. It needs to be nurtured and developed carefully. He notes that this is the absolute greatest issue to maintenance improvement in most plants. It's not about a lack of desire, It's about the deep, ingrained organizational discipline required to fundamentally change how a facility operates day in and day out. Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen how blindly cutting budgets hurts reliability, and we've seen how millions of dollars can literally be lost simply because highly skilled workers don't have the right wrench at the right time. The hidden costs are staggering, but the opportunity for efficiency is just incredible. So, I leave you with this question to ponder. If 65% waste is standard for traditional organizations, how much unproductive time is hiding in your own systems right now, just waiting to be unlocked by proper planning? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep looking for those hidden efficiencies.